back, everybody. On today's episode, we're going to talk about the bubble. Nope, not one like the NBA had for their season last year, but the bubble of the economy, including sports cards, housing, the stock market, and just about everything that has to do with money right now, even crypto. So maybe this is about sports cards, maybe it's about your own finances, but today we're gonna blur the line. So let's get started right away, and I wanna talk about the sports card bubble, okay? Now, some people are gonna say, well, there is no bubble, but I'm here to tell you that you're absolutely wrong. What's happening right now is that there's an overage of money available on the sidelines of sports card investors, and there isn't enough good product available. So what happens is the prices will hyperinflate to make up for that basic inequality of money versus product. So supply and demand, very simple, right? If we think about that. But in the end, so if you right now want to go buy a Lebron James rookie, well, they're all more expensive than they were a little bit ago. And does that really have anything to do, like a week ago, does that really have anything to do with how good he's playing? Maybe a little, but ultimately, no. It's about not having enough good supply for the people who have the money. So they're paying more to get the same exact thing. And then in the end, it drives the prices up. And that is not a behavior that can actually sustain or continue. So that's why the bubbles always pop. That's what they say, right? So we can talk about the Jordan bubble. And I'm going to tell you one part of the Jordan bubble that will never pop, or why Jordan's bubble won't really explode the way kind of some of these other stars' bubbles will pop eventually. LeBron's fantastic, and maybe not a wonderful example. He is kind of like a Jordan in that kind of zone, but I don't know that because there's 64 or 84 or whatever variations of his rookie cards, that will ever sustain the same prices that we see with Jordan. We're not sure. Depends also on LeBron, what LeBron does for the rest of his career. Enough about LeBron, though. So talking about the bubble that was created, so we had the pandemic. We had massive interest in the hobby. We've got massive new money coming into the hobby. We've got huge funds that are investment funds now, essentially putting together large amounts of money to go up and buy gajillions of dollars worth of cards out there. So that's depleting inventory, and it's making people pay more again for these nicer or premium or rookie cards or whatever it is that you're collecting. Now, on the flip side of things, I will tell you that there's like this melted part of the bubble at the bottom. There's an oversaturation of cards in the market right now as well, in the, I would say, less than premium avenues. So, if you look at some of the auctions that are just dropping, on a regular basis with no bids or no buyers, there's a lot of, I would say, undervalued stuff that just nobody really cares about at this particular moment because everybody wants something else. What's the hot thing? So as of recently, Derek Jeter, Michael Jordan Fleer cards, all the crazy legends are coming way up. Shaq's coming up. There's a lot going on there with all these older cards. Even though there's a lot of them, there's demand. And so people are holding these cards, watching values go up. And then it's also creating its own supply and demand scenario, essentially, that drives pricing up. So we've seen like the Shaq 92 Topps rookie go up pretty insanely for PSA 10 and 9 and BGS 9.5s. So there's a lot going on right now in that kind of older legendary market. Anything kind of pre-LeBron, maybe Durant, pre-Durant, going backwards, somewhere in that zone. So what I'm also going to make the kind of attribution with is, so by trade and during the day, I'm a photographer, and I actually do a lot of real estate photography. So I have been witness to this new bubble in real estate, essentially, that's building up, and it has nothing to do with bad bank money or any of the stuff that we had in the financial crisis of 07, 08. But the housing market right now is living in a bubble. And again, it's just because there are so many people that want to buy a nice house, and there are so few people selling nice houses. Again, supply and demand, drive the price straight up. But eventually that price will come down because the government's going to print money, and that doesn't do really good things for the entire market. So over a term of the bubble, we get to the top and we print money, we print money, we print money, we print money. We get to the top of this bubble, all of a sudden we've got all this cash on the sidelines, right? And then everybody needs cash for some reason. We'll get to the spot where people will be able to sell their things that they had, and they won't be able to command such a price anymore because everybody will be able to sell them because there's enough money. And the kind of inverse effect of when you see a price crashing in the stock market, you know, people try to sell before they lose everything. So at some point, you're going to see, I'm going to call them micro bubbles inside of the sports card market pop. You're going to see the real estate bubble pop. The crypto is in a bubble, but I believe in that a little bit deeper than I can lead on in this video to you. So, you know, I think crypto is its own thing and it's maturing in its own way. And yes, I believe it's in a bubble. So all the big rise up of Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin and all these other altcoins that are out there, they're all in a bubble right now. It's true. But that bubble, hard to say it's sustainable, but I don't think people really understand what crypto totally is yet. So